I won't have 10 interceptions this year. Dak calling this shot. And I like that. Good people, it's your boy Mr. Rome, Cowboys fan talk, right back, like I never left. What's up with y'all, man? Finally back in my humble abode, back in my my dwelling. Feels good. Listen, the last 24 hours has been great. We've been getting some good updates on our offense. Dak Prescott and the receivers was out in Atlanta. I don't know if they was having a little retreat. I saw all kinds of things. They was out on boats and stuff like that. Um, just in Georgia. I don't know if it was in Atlanta specifically or Georgia. Period. All I know is they was out there bonding. That's the thing that's been put out to the media. Bonding trip, getting to know each other, and just kind of getting more in sync. Last year a lot of the discrepancies came from not being in sync. And look, I know why you clicked on this video. You heard the quote today. The quote that's going to circulate tomorrow. That's why I got to talk about it today. We might touch on it again tomorrow, depending on how big the media makes this. Dak Prescott saying, I won't have 10 interceptions this year. People going to freak out. If you're a Dak hater, you're going to be like, of course you will. Why would you say that? Why would you put that pressure on yourself? If you're a Dak supporter, you'd be like, I love the confidence, knowing that I'm not going to repeat that behavior. I've been in the lab. I've been grinding. I'm out here putting in work with my receivers. I'm not doing that again. But it just depends on where you fall in the pendulum on the spectrum on Dak hate. Now, look, you know me. I'm Mr. Dak is the most hated quarterback in the league. Because if you go look at the comments under some of the stuff on Twitter, it's disrespectful. I've seen Dak Prescott get hated everywhere from personal issues off the field. I don't need to rehash those. Y'all know. All the way to football and everything in between. It's never just football with him. Literally getting booed winning the Man of the Year award. Like, only that can happen to Dak Prescott. It's crazy. But football-wise, interceptions last year, yes, it was a lot. Now, I will challenge you to go back even the last couple of years and look at some of your favorite quarterbacks throw the same amount of interceptions. Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, everyone throwing 13 to 14 interceptions. You know why? Because when you're a high-volume passer, you're going to throw low teens every year. It's kind of part of the job. Every once in a while, you have Aaron Rodgers type years, or give it to Jalen Hurts, where you're like 6 or 7. When you're real conscious about where you put the ball, you don't take chances. Dak Prescott led the league last year in tight window throws. Tight window throws. He had to make the most tight window throws because his receivers got the least separation. But we're going to make changes to that. And that's why I want to talk about this picture. I put it up. I can't even name everybody. I'm talking about we got Moreno Cropper out there. But let's talk about the big dogs. Before I go to the little dogs. You see CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Brandon Cooks. First off. Right? You see tight ends out there. You see Simi Fehoko, Jalen Tolbert. That's why I've seen the 1 through 5. You see Moreno Cropper. You see Brooks, Jalen Brooks. You see y'all trivia for y'all in the comments. Name the receiver that looks like a coach. Older dude. He in shape. Older Caucasian male. He in shape on this picture. He looked like he about 39. But apparently he gets mad busy and is fast, like 4.4 speed. So I forgot his name. Y'all uplift me in the comments. I can't wait to find that out. But basically, the pictures, the reason why I'm excited is this. It's simple, man. Chemistry can't be purchased. It can't be faked. It can't be emulated. It's either genuine or it's not. There's plenty of examples around this league of not having chemistry. Not quite being on the same page. But when you got a leader, a proven leader, someone that Kellen Moore came out recently, even after leaving the Cowboys, he owes us nothing. He's not an employee no more. He don't have to say anything good. Dak Prescott is the best leader I've been around ever. What? If I was Justin Herbert, I'd be like, yo, man, hello. But it is what it is. I got to tip my hat to that. That's real complimentary stuff. So when I seen the assembly of everybody, I had to dig in the crates, pull out my Avengers tee, because I'm big on Marvel. If y'all don't know, yes, I watch all the Marvel movies. That's what I like to do. We can talk about that another time. Maybe I'll start another channel where we talk about random stuff. But it looked like the Avengers assembled. Like every receiver, we see Rogre out there throwing passes, and I had somebody ask me earlier about if Cooper Rush was out there. I don't know. I don't think Kevontae Turp was out there. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I ain't see him. But I'm not here to poke holes in why everybody wasn't there. I mean, it's still summer. People got obligations. I get it. But the main dogs were there. The top 5 was there. The youngest rookies was there. People that's really just trying to build that rapport with 4. That's got bars. But yeah, seriously, like I'm excited seeing that. And then Dak drops this quote. No, not necessarily drops a quote. He was at a youth football camp early in the month. And I'm going to read this verbatim because I want this to kind of make sense and not paraphrase it like I usually do. One of the first things Dak said, hold on, let me get my mouse. He was talking about the drops. And he was just talking about interceptions in general. He said, I know who I am. And you can go back and take away half of those off drops. Now, I think the exact number is 4 to 5 off of drops. So that would put him at around 10. Then you got to put like 6 or 7, which is bad decisions. People make bad decisions, right? And then you got to put at least 3 of them, not off drops, just the wrong routes. I can point to a couple of the games. CeeDee Lamb did it. Schultz did it. Like, just wrong routes in general, where they weren't where they were supposed to be when the ball left his hands, because that's the type of offense we was running. Throw it to a spot, not to a player. That's going to change this year under Mike McCarthy, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. But that quote right there, he said, I'm not saying it's on a receiver, but you can cut that in half when we start talking about those. Nobody is talking about it because we're a talking point. And he talked about that just being a talking point, being a Cowboy. That's part of it, though. Being a Cowboy, you're going to be talked about. Let me defend it. I'm here to say, y'all talk about the Cowboys all the time. Got into it with Emmanuel Acho on Twitter about that. And, they're going to deflect and say, well, y'all the most popular team and stuff like that. I get it. But it gets corny sometimes when it's not legitimate conversation. But Dak Prescott praised Mike McCarthy. And I've been telling y'all Mike McCarthy's offense is going to be better. Nobody's trying to listen. He said some of this offense, and them understanding exactly where we are. Prescott said, Mike does an amazing job with those guys, as in the receivers. They know where to be and why to be. That's a bar. Where to be and why to be. Shout out to my boy Skywalker still. He said, this quote is more important than the I won't throw 10 interceptions quote, but that's low-hanging fruit. And Sky's right on. Sky is right on. This quote is more important. These guys know where to be and why to be and when they're getting looked at because of Mike McCarthy. That's important. That's real important in offense, just knowing where, when, why. It sounds silly and generic, but it's real. That's going to be a big jump in communication and trust going on to that field. You build it with outings, throwing the ball around, some wide receiver work, and then you capitalize in training camp in a couple weeks, and then you start getting that momentum going for the season. It's perfect. I'm just excited, man. I wanted to come in and talk about specifics. Dak was just saying that he won't throw 10 interceptions. He's talking to a youth camp. It's putting confidence in himself. He don't care. Look, he gets hated on more than everybody in the league. That's pretty much been established at this point. If you're going to hate on me regardless, people talking about on Twitter, yo, if Dak throw more than 10 interceptions, it's going to get ruthless. Get more ruthless than what? Y'all already disrespected this man's brother that passed, his mother that passed. Like, y'all come at him in all kinds of ways that ain't involved in football. How much more ruthless can you get? What, y'all gonna call him trash? You do that daily now. Like, by the hundreds of thousands. Do you think that him worrying about what y'all gonna think is gonna stop? No. He's confident in himself. And he's confident in the players around him. Go back and look at that Avengers picture. People in shape, ready to go. I just wish I could have saw some of the clips. We saw like CeeDee and them working out. Jalen Tolbert looks phenomenal. Looked like he put on some weight. CeeDee Lamb out there doing his thing. You know, I love the way he runs routes. It's just smooth. Reminds me of a young Devontae Adams. That's a fact. Yeah, man, it's just I cannot wait for training camp. It's really close. This little nugget right here made me excited. The whole Dak, I won't throw interceptions thing is going to have the media hype all week. So get ready for it. Brace yourselves. Don't trip. And unless there's like the proper questions brought up to where I feel like I got to respond, I'll leave it be with the video. But y'all let me know in the comments how y'all feel about Dak's comments, how y'all feel about seeing the receivers together. You know what I'm saying? And look, one day closer. Training camp is coming.